Hello. Here we have the expression x to the negative fourth power plus 5x to the negative 2 all to the second power, and we need to write it in the simplest form using positive exponents. So to simplify this expression, we need to remove the parentheses and have only positive exponents in the answer. I will show you how to do this problem using two different methods, and let's start with the first one. First, notice that inside the parentheses we have a sum, and we cannot raise each term to the second power. By looking at the exponent rules, we see that if we have a product or a quotient, then we can take each number and raise to the outside exponent. But if we have a sum, we cannot do that. We will start this problem by applying the negative exponent rule, and inside the parentheses, writing x to the negative fourth as 1 over x to the positive 4, and 5x to the negative 2 as 5 over x to the second power. So as you see in this product, we move only x down because 5 does not have a negative exponent, so it stays in the numerator. Then all this raised to the second power. So now we have two fractions, and to add them together, we need to find the least common denominator. And that is x to the fourth power, so now we will multiply the numerator and the denominator of the second fraction by x squared. Then we will have 1 over x to the fourth power plus 5x squared over x to the fourth power all to the second power. And if we add these two fractions, then in the numerator we will have 1 plus 5x squared, and in the denominator x to the fourth power. Now inside the parentheses we have a quotient, and according to the quotient to power rule, we will raise both the numerator and the denominator to the second power. In the numerator, we will have 1 plus 5x squared all squared, and in the denominator, when we raise x to the fourth power to the second power, according to the power rule, we need to multiply the exponents. So then, 4 times 2 is 8, so we will have x to the 8th power. Now, in the numerator, we have a binomial raised to the second power, and to remove the parentheses, we have to use the formula for the square of a sum. And that is a plus b to the second power equals a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So then, according to this formula, first we will raise 1 to the second power, which is 1. So we will write 1 plus, and now we need 2 times a times b, which is 2 times 1 times 5x squared, and this makes 10x squared. And now for b squared, we need to raise 5x squared to the second power, and that will be 25x to the fourth power. So we will write plus 25x to the fourth power, all this over x to the 8th power. And this will be the answer, or we can write it as a sum of three fractions, 1 over x to the 8th power plus 10x squared over x to the 8th power plus 25x to the 4th power over x to the 8th power. And if we simplify each fraction, we will have 1 over x to the 8th power plus 10 over x to the 6th power plus 25 over x to the 4th power. So here we cancelled x to the second power, and here we cancelled x to the 4th power. And now the simplified expression is 1 over x to the 8th power plus 10 over x to the 6th power plus 25 over x to the 4th power. And now let's see the second method. With the second method, right from the start, we see that we have a sum raised to the second power. Then according to the square of a sum formula, first we will raise x to the negative fourth power to the second power, and when we do that, according to the power rule, we will multiply the exponents. So we will have x to the negative 8th power plus, now we need 2 times a times b, and that is 2 times x to the negative 4 times 5x to the negative 2. So I will write 2 times x to the negative 4 times 5 x to the negative 2nd power plus b squared, which is 5x to the negative 2nd power all squared, and that will be plus 25 x to the negative 4th power. Now, when we multiply these two x's, according to the product rule, we need to add the exponents. So then we will have x to the negative 8th power plus 2 times 5 is 10, x, and negative 4 plus negative 2 is negative 6, plus 25 x to the negative 4th power. And now in the last step, according to the negative exponent rule, we will take each x that has a negative exponent and we will move it down to the denominator and make each exponent positive. Then we will have 1 over x to the 8th power plus 10 over x to the 6th power plus 25 over x to the 4th power. And this will be the simplified expression. Please let me know in the comment what method you liked, and thank you for watching.